Yo, what's going on? Chavo Guerrero Jr. here, giving a big shout out to Wrestling Rehab. Keep watching, keep listening, and viva la raza.
Órale. Órale, Cholo Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shout outs to all the junkies out there. Also, shout outs to all the chingones y chingonas. I'm doing this on two different channels. I'm doing this on my wrestling channel and my boxing channel as well. Why am I doing it on my boxing channel? Well, just because it had to do with throwing some chingazos out there. So I thought I'd go ahead and throw it on there as well. For those that are not wrestling fans that are checking this out on Los Tres Chingones, I am going to get a little bit nerdy into the wrestling world, but we'll definitely get into the incident. So if you get bored a little bit at first with these names that nobody really knows, I don't even really know them, but we will get in to the incident that happened. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and pop up some video here. But look, first and foremost, um, I I've been to indie shows. So again, real quick, shout outs to all the junkies on Wrestling Rehab and shout outs to all the chingones y chingonas on Los Tres Chingones Boxing. Okay. Okay, so I've been to indie shows. Okay, small promotion shows. I love those things, man. I really do. Going to them. Okay. Now, if you were a fan of wrestling, from say like the 80s, you don't see that wrestling anymore at the big times, but you will find that type of wrestling in the indies, right? With the super crazy characters, right? All the face paint, the crazy costumes, the crazy names, all that stuff. You still find that at indie shows. I love going to the indie shows. It's small, you're there, it's intimate, you're part of the show, you're heckling the wrestlers go ahead, they'll yell back at you and all that stuff, right? It's all great and dandy. Even if you do not like wrestling, I highly recommend going to an indie show just for fun. Look, I'm not a soccer fan. I don't watch soccer. I don't like soccer. I'm not into soccer. But I went to a indoor soccer game and then I said, damn, this is pretty badass, man. I'm not a big fan of it, but I went to a few more after that. Really enjoyed myself, right? So I highly recommend going to indie shows. So what we got here is I'm sure everybody's already heard what's happened. I've seen some video of what's happened. Um, Raja Jackson, who is the son of Rampage Jackson, right? Which is why this is a much bigger story because of who his dad is. Um, he was invited to go to this indie show, Knox Pro Wrestling, which Rakishi is somewhat part owner. I don't know how much he owns of it. It's him and Black Pearl. Now, Black Pearl was there, and we will see him here in a bit. Rakishi was not there. Okay, but Rakishi is the name. He is the face, not Black Pearl. Why is Rakishi the face and everything? Because that guy made it to the big times, baby. That guy was at the WWE. That guy was at the big times. Okay, so whenever anybody needs to bring up Knox Pro Wrestling, they definitely need to bring up Rikishi to say like, oh yeah, this is promotion. They use his name. So how involved is Rikishi or not? That I don't know. But his name is definitely blasted all over it because he is the well-known guy. Okay. You ever seen Knox Pro Wrestling Entertainment? They put on a good show. No, I've never been to a Knox Pro. I've been to many other indies, but no, not never to a Knox Pro. But man, I can't recommend it enough. I cannot recommend it enough. Indie shows are badass, man. So okay, so Raja is invited. It's not like he just shows up. Okay, he's invited by AJ Mana. All right, AJ Mana, he's got like this cowboy character. I don't really know much about these guys. All right, yes, I'm a huge wrestling fan, but I don't know much about Knox Pro Wrestling. and who they got on there on the roster. Okay, but I don't know how they met. I don't know how they're buddies. I don't know how they're friends, but nonetheless, they know each other. AJ Mana invites him. Okay, cool. Here he is showing up. Now, Raja here, he's on, I believe, Kick. I'm not really sure what all these streaming platforms, but he's got one of his homies or somebody that works for him holding the camera, and this is what he's doing. Okay, he recorded all this. He was live actually. He was live doing all of this. So he was doing this kind of like a documentary move. But from what I understand, again, I don't know him. So I'm just going off what I heard. From what I hear, he always does this. He's always live on, I believe it's Kick. If I'm wrong, somebody let me know. I don't know all these streaming platforms, but that he's always live, him and his dad, Rampage, that they're always live, they're always putting their life out there, which is cool. That's fine, I guess, man. But that's what he was doing. He's going to this wrestling event. All right. Were they going to look to put him in the show? I don't know. But nonetheless, he became part of the show, right? So as he shows up, let me move just a little bit forward here. You can see poster back there of Rikishi. It's also got Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, there he is chopping it up with AJ Mana. That's his homeboy right there, or at least that's the guy who invited him. How they know each other, like I said, I don't know. All right. So here they are, and they go out back. All right. They go out back because that's where the boys are at. That's where everybody's hanging out. And looks like they're, hanging out before the show, as you guys are about to see, having a little barbecue, having some food, doing something. That look at all the characters. Okay. That's why I say indie shows still feels like 1980s wrestling. That's why it's badass. Okay. If you want to relive 1980s wrestling, go to some indie shows. So there's Black Pearl. All right, he's in charge of this whole thing. Okay, him and Rikishi, but something tells me that Rikishi is only on there for name, right? This is actually Black Pearl. Now, if you guys were to listen to this, personally, I didn't like Raja's character going over there. All right, let's pause it. I didn't like his I didn't like his attitude going over there cussing at all the guys and oh yeah, F you man, I don't like you, hey, this and that and everything like that. I didn't like his attitude when he was talking to the boys back there. So could it be that Psycho Stu probably felt some sort of way and said like, "Hey man, this guy's coming a little disrespectful." I'll leave this video right here. It's almost 2 hours long. All right. I'll leave this video pinned in the comment section if you guys want to go ahead, check it out. It's unedited footage. You guys get it all raw. All right. Um, and you guys will see what I'm talking about. Cause he goes back there and he's all like, "Oh, what's up, man? Oh, man. Oh, I don't like you. F you." Right? Like he's joking around. What's up, JC? He's joking around, yes, but you're just barely meeting these dudes, right? I get it. You're hanging out with the boys. You want to break the ice a little bit. I understand that to a certain degree. Okay, Psycho Stu was just sitting down, hearing all this, and then he decides to introduce himself, right? So here he goes now. They was trying to humble him, probably. Like I said, I didn't like the way Raja went back there talking to the boys. I get it. He was joking around, but he was using a lot of foul language, saying F you. Okay, so now here it goes. Pow, there's the smack with the beer. Now, here's the thing. People were saying he hit him with an empty beer can. That did not look like an empty beer can. Okay? I saw something come out of the beer can. Let me actually put it full screen so you guys see what I'm talking about. And let me actually put the sound up. And you guys could get a little bit better idea of what I'm talking about here.
Nah, you're one of my favorite wrestlers here. Fuck him. You're the coolest. Yeah. He's a cool. Yeah.
I remember El Prez whooping my ass.
Yeah.
When I first started out.
Yeah, I remember that. He's my favorite wrestler because of that. You beat the fuck out of him. Yeah. Where's the real McKill at? Where's he at?
You don't need to worry about him. You need to be worried about Cycles too.
Cycles.
Okay, so back there, it's all the boys. All right, it's all the workers. It's all the boys. There's no fans because when early reports came out, they're like, "Oh man, there was fans around." No, that's where all the talent's at. That's where all the boys are at. Okay, so consider this the locker room. All right.
Stu.
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Looks like a can of Estrella Jalisco. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. And I'm telling people keep on saying it was an empty beer can. It is not empty. Look at the collision.
Hey, hey, I think that's a little. Oh, you don't sell it? Easy. He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
You're good.
What the fuck was that?
You don't sell it?
And then put his hands on him like that, and then telling him you're not gonna sell it.
Dude, he's not a fucking
Bro.
worker, bro.
What the fuck was that? Hold on. I don't play that shit, bro.
Oh, sorry.
No, I will fuck him
we're
up,
good.
bro.
I know
No,
you will.
no.
We're good.
I will
Sorry
fuck
about
him
that.
up, bro.
I know you will.
I don't play that shit.
Sorry about
All right, so I'm gonna put it on mute. I'm sure you guys already have seen this stuff, man. I see your guys' chats. I'll get to them in a little bit. I see all that. Okay, it's a prop. I don't know if it was a prop. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. Okay. Nonetheless, there's gonna be some repercussions coming down here. We'll get to a lot of the stuff that's going on with this because the WWE is involved. Shout out to everybody on here. Let me see. Raider Rich, JC, Gordo Gordito. Sue was telling him to sell it. Yeah, he was telling him to sell it. What's up, Disco? He was telling him to sell it. At the same time, he's not a worker. Okay, here's the thing. Let me go ahead and say this. All right. They try to work it out, as you guys are seeing on the screen right now. Okay. Was Stu wrong for doing that? 100% yes. The one that said it best was Maven. Okay, Maven. Actually, Maven is more popular today with his YouTube wrestling channel than he ever was. All right, Maven did I think like 4 or 5 years in the WWE. He never really got over. He's more popular because he has a great YouTube channel. I'm subscribed to his YouTube channel. Badass YouTube channel, one of the best out there. Shout outs to Maven. And he said it best. Now, Maven is an actual wrestler and he's worked indie shows before. And he said if he goes to an indie show and one of the workers comes up and just smacks him in the head with a beer without letting him know ahead of time, like, hey, this is going to be a work. Let's make this happen. Maven said it himself. He says, we're going to have problems. Yes, he's a wrestler. Now, Roger's not a wrestler, but Maven is saying this as a professional wrestler. If he just goes somewhere to a wrestling indie show and he's going to be part of the show and he's just hanging out and some other wrestler just comes and just hits him in the head without letting him know, like, hey, man, this is what we're going to do tonight, man. Here, let me hit you with this can. Let's see how this goes. Bam. Without letting him know anything, he just smacks him in the head with a beer. Maven himself said, we got problems, homie. Now, here, they're shaking hands, right? Hey, we're all good. We're all good. Cool. Feed man. Now it's just him and Stu. Okay? Stu is saying he's sorry. He didn't know. He saw the camera. Yada, yada. Let me pause this real quick because I want to, let it play out, right? I want to go ahead and say something, but let me say this first, okay? Because I want to make something clear here. There are some things that you do to a man that a verbal apology is not good enough. No handshakes, no apologizing profusely is not good enough. That's one of them. If I go up to some dude and I smack him in the face, give him a good cachetada, or do what Psycho Stu just did, hit him in the head with a beer, and now I want to apologize for whatever stupid reason I do something like that. And I'm like, hey man, you know what? I'm sorry, dog. I just got out of hand or whatever the thing is. I'm sorry. That's not good enough for me. And I'm the one that smacked that dude. That's not good enough for me because there are certain things that verbal apologies don't stand. You need to get a lick back, homie. And me myself personally, I would have said, dog, you know what? I was way out of line. Sock me one. Give me one, man. I'll close my eyes so I won't even flinch, Just make sure there's somebody behind me in case you do knock me out. I want to hit the back of my head. But I hit you. No verbal apology, especially something degrading like that. Maybe if you sock another dude, that's actually, maybe it hurts worse physically. But in here, as a man, that hurts worse. That hurts much more. So in reality, the boys really should start talking about like, okay, you know what, man? Hey, crack him one. Crack him one. Or if there's that big of an issue, take it to a room in the back or something. But we're gonna have this in a controlled setting. It doesn't need to break out to a fight. If Raja, I would have no issue if Raja would have landed a good 1, 2, 3 combination on Homeboy, dog, on Psycho Stu. No issue whatsoever. This wouldn't even be a story, honestly. I mean, maybe it would have made a little bit of headlines, but it really wouldn't make much of a story the way it is now. But there's certain things that a verbal apology, it doesn't settle. That's one of them. You smacked another man with a beer. That's punching him, giving him a good one, actually has more dignity where maybe a verbal apology would stand. But slapping another man or smacking a beer on another man like that, verbal apology just doesn't do it. So Raja, in my opinion, he should have socked him up right there. Give him a good 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, maybe just one, whatever. At some point, the boys should have been like, hey, man, you know what? It ain't cool, dog. But instead, what do they do? Okay, let's see what they do. Now, here is, let me put it back up here. All right. So now they're going to.
Well, now you just involved fucking Rampage himself because that's his boy. No, he can handle it.
Yeah,
I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working.
I get it. Yeah.
Now they're telling them they're going to put them part of the show. You're going to get in the ring, interfere in his match. Okay, all this stuff, right? All right. So be it. This is the irresponsible part. All right. Raja's not a wrestler. I don't know how much he really is into wrestling. I got no idea. But actually, let me put it back up. There we go. All right. But here's the thing, though. Okay. You see the look on his face. You see he's still upset. You see he's still hot. All right. And by the way, maybe Psycho Stu was drinking. There's beers back there. Okay. The WWE is really going to crack down on this. I'll get to that in just a second. But now they're walking away. And now AJ Mana is telling them about getting a receipt. Again, I don't know how educated Raja is in wrestling. From what I heard, he doesn't like wrestling. He doesn't watch wrestling. He doesn't know anything about wrestling. But apparently, he's just friends with.
When we are working like that, you don't fucking. You know
That's what I'm saying.
So you don't. He's a fucking idiot. Hey. So when you run in on his shit, you fucking give him his receipt. You remember what a receipt is? Give him that fucking receipt, bro. Tag his shit. If you got a fucking problem with it, I'll fucking run out there.
Okay. I wanted to play that because AJ Mana, the guy with cowboy hat, he's really backtracking what he said there. All right. He's telling Raja to go out there and get a receipt, tag them one, give them a real one, and if they got a problem with it, I'll go out there.
Tag his shit, bro.
All right, let me hit that and keep it playing. All right. So there's some responsibility here. We're definitely gonna get to Raja Jackson, but there's definitely some responsibility here that I want to shine first on everybody else outside of Raja. We're gonna get to him, right? Because he's the main guy. But there's definitely some responsibility here on the promotion. There's a little bit of responsibility for Stu for doing something stupid like that. Now I don't know if Stu is all right in the head. He looks like he could be a little bit off. Here's the thing about Psycho Stu. Psycho Stu is a veteran. He served in the military. From what I understand, he's seen combat. And let me go back because there's something I want to stop and talk about. He saw combat and apparently he has PTSD. All right. And from what I understand, I don't know this to be true, but I just keep hearing this, that wrestling is a way for him to deal with his PTSD. How so? I don't know. If that's the truth, it's the truth. If that's just rumors out there because people are making it up, so be it. I'm just telling you guys what I keep hearing. All right. So he look, Stu was an idiot for doing that. Okay. He was. Now, this is where I want to stop at right here. Right there. Okay. You guys see that logo? WWE or WW, that's the WWE sign, ID, independent designation. I'm sorry, destination, I mean. Okay. Now, the ID program is basically for the WWE to kind of have first dibs on some of these wrestlers, right? These indie promotions can go ahead and use the WWE logo like they're using here, right? If they're part of the ID program, the WWE has to approve it. In this case, they know Rikishi, so of course they went ahead, they approved it. Okay, cool. Now you're part of the ID program. So now wrestlers would love to go there because they know the WWE has an eye on that independent promotion. So now there's a better chance that maybe they get seen and maybe they get a call to, the Performance Center in Florida for NXT or something like that, right? So there you go. Well, guess what? That's gone. Since this incident took place, the WWE cut ties with them. They can no longer, they're not part of the ID program with the WWE anymore. They completely cut ties with that. So, Psycho Stu, man, yes, he shouldn't have done that. Everybody that was involved, I thought, horrible, handled this horribly, horribly. You can still see that he's bothered. All right, now let's get to a few of the things here. Let me take that off. All right, I'm gonna bring the video back up in a bit, okay? But I want to go ahead and get to a few things before I bring the video back up, because we're gonna fast forward just to get to where we're supposed to get to. But when you are gonna have an outsider get in the ring with some of your talent or one of your talent, you guys need to rehearse this. Just saying, hey, you're gonna go in there and slam a dude and hit him. This dude's not a worker. He's not a wrestler. Okay, this is why I'm putting some of this stuff on the promotion as well. If I were to get invited to an independent show, which I have, But if they tell me, hey, listen, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go in there and slam this dude or get involved. I'm like, okay. But if they just leave it at that, you're setting myself up for failure. You're setting up your own talent for failure, for him to possibly get hurt. We got to go over this. We got to, if we're going to tussle a little bit, or even one slam or one kick or something, we got to go over this. I'm an outsider. I don't know how to perform in the ring. And that's the case here. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to this guy, Raja, he's streaming this whole time and he's looking on his phone. And there's other footage of him, of, you know, what he's doing on the phone. And you got so many people in the comments egging him on, saying he's a punk, he's a B, he's a P. How can you just let him do that to you, right? So he's on there the entire time with everyone in the chat, calling them names, hyping them up, egging them on, talking about what a punk he is and all kinds of degrading things because he didn't do anything about it. And look at him. He's not even watching the show. He's not even watching the show. I picked his head up right there. But most of the night, his face was just glued to his telephone, to his cell phone screen. And if you go and watch that footage, you'll see a lot of the comments that I'm talking about. So many people egging him on how stupid he was and how dumb, and he's, you know, all the degrading things, man, that you can call him, man, right? Of how much of a punk and sissy and wussy and all the degrading things that you are because you didn't do anything about it. And he's over there just reading all this, taking it all in. There's certain people that are not made to look at chats like that, man, because they just can't let it go. At the same time, his dad, Rampage Jackson, he's doing his own life, right? I guess they both do this. I don't know. I don't really follow them. Social media caught another body. By the way, I don't know who that wrestler is that they're showing right there. He's a Dodger wrestler. He looks like a Baseball Fury Dodger version. I don't know. Maybe I should go catch a Knox Pro Wrestling because that guy should be my favorite my favorite wrestler. And by the way, not only that, but well, we'll get to that in a second. But okay, so it's time for the melee to happen. So let's let me see. Let's get there. Okay. So this is an all-night thing. All right. This is an all-night thing. So now Stu's in the ring. He's having a match. Okay. And the reason why I have the long footage here is because of what Rampage Jackson said, his dad. Okay. Rampage Jackson came out and said, oh, you know what? My son, you know, he was hit in the head. All right. So here it comes. We'll get to what Rampage Jackson said. Okay. Here it comes. Gets Psycho Stu up. Slams him so hard that I think he got knocked out. Let's go back to the slam. All right. Let's go back to the slam. Okay. This is what I'm talking about. This is why you got to go over this stuff. Do wrestlers get slammed? Yes, there's a certain art to it. But if you have this MMA dude with no training and you're just telling him to slam, and you already know that he's heated. Okay. Now I want you to check out this slam. All right. And I want you to see the back of Psycho Stu's head. This was not a wrestling slam. This is kind of, it's, you know, like a spine buster. These slams do happen in wrestling, but there's a certain art form to do it. He does not do it that way. Now remember, This is after like an hour of Raja just looking at his phone, getting called so many names, right? There's a slam. Now he looks knocked out already. Raja has not thrown a single punch. He's about to, but he already looks knocked out. Okay. The referee's getting a lot of heat on this, and rightfully so. Referee, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm not going to give him a pass, dog, because I've heard people say, like, well, he's not an MMA or a boxing referee. What do you expect him to do? Okay, he's a man, and he sees what's going on. Now, 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6, 7 punches. I could see that getting past the referee. Okay, I could see that. Because you're shocked. You're shocked of seeing what's going on. So I could somewhat, to a certain degree, he sees the punch, he hears the punch, it's like, whoa, what the heck? Man, what the heck is this guy doing? Oh shoot, man, this guy's really wailing on him on the real, dog. So let me get in there. So I can excuse a few punches from the referee. Like I said, 3, 4, 5 punches. Maybe they went in there, they were fast. It takes a little bit of time for you to realize what's going on. To realize that, oh shoot, this guy blew a fuse, man. Let me try to stop this. But he doesn't. Instead, you got this vato right here in all black with a painted face. Now, I don't know his name, but if you guys want to know something crazy, new information came out about this young man who was the first one there to try to stop Raja. The first one there is actually the referee, who actually did nothing. But no, it was this kid. This kid, did everybody know this? He is 17 years old. This kid dressed in all black with a face paint, he's 17 years old. And you got a grown man in the referee outfit just telling them to stop. Again, referee, what are you doing? Like, you got a minor, a 17-year-old over there putting himself in harm's way. The referee has not even tapped, not even a tap on Raja's shoulder to say, hey, stop it, man, stop it. He's just there, just, hey, man, knock it off. What are you doing? No, ref, what are you doing? Like I said, a few punches, I understand that, man. You're in shock. You don't realize what's going on. Oh, shoot. Okay, now I realize what's going on. Let me get in there. Shout outs to Doug Drago, who's this other wrestler that just jumped in there right there. Now he's going to try to hold him back, takes him down, wrestling with him a little bit. He actually got his head busted open. I don't know if anybody knows that. Now, this dude, good gosh, dog. If you guys see the other guy who's standing behind Doug Drago, he's got this pillowcase. Okay, you see it. It's in his right hand. He's got his pillowcase. Let me see. Let me make it bigger. Okay. Okay. You guys see this guy right here? In his hand, he has some sort of pillowcase or something. I'm sure it's not filled with bars of soap. I'm sure it's not filled with padded locks. I'm sure it's filled with something very, very, very soft. Now let's see what he does. He hits him with it. And by the way, he only hits him once. and he still has something in his mouth like a cigar or something. I don't I don't want to laugh at this, man, because it's not funny. But just how people, God bless that. Okay, man, God bless that 17-year-old youngster who actually has a pair of balls. And Doug Drago. Now, I didn't expect the 17-year-old youngster to do what Doug Drago did. Because yeah, you're dealing with a violent guy, dog. This dude, Raja Jackson, he is an MMA fighter. So you're dealing with a violent dude. So I don't expect the 17-year-old to completely do everything that Doug Drago was doing. But heck, he was at least trying to slow down, stop some of these punches, trying to get him off a little bit. Doug Drago goes in there and says, okay, let's tussle a little bit. Let me try and stop you from doing this. Doug Drago is a grown man and he's a much bigger dude. And then you get this other vato. You get this other guy who comes in there with a pillowcase. There he is. Now take a swing at him. There you go. That'll teach him. Like what? Okay, now everybody goes in there. Now this Dodger wrestler, which again, I don't know, maybe he's my new favorite wrestler because I'm a huge Dodger fan. Now he's gonna try a couple of things here. Let's get him up against the turnbuckle. All right. Bam! There we go. Let's drive the shoulder in right into the stomach. So let me all right. So I shouldn't even bring it back up. There we go. Okay, so just so we could see the aftermath, because it went on, right? Ref was scared or in shock. Look, P-Town, I agree. But you can only use that as an excuse for so long, Holmes. As a man, you can only use that as an excuse for so much. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying the ref was supposed to be there after he saw the first punch. No, I get it, man. I get it. It takes a little bit of time for the brain to realize, like, oh shoot, what the heck is he doing? He never touched him. The referee never touched him. I'm not even saying the ref needed to tackle him, but if the ref could have gone there and grabbed one of his arms, the other youngster, that's what he was trying to do. That kid was 17 years old, and you got the referee, a grown man. That dude's a punk, dog. I'm excusing a few punches. I'm talking about the referee here. I'm excusing a few punches, absolutely. By the way, I will be dropping the link in case anybody wants to jump on and talk about this for a little bit. But I'm gonna put the volume up because I don't know if anybody's seen this footage.
Tired of motherfuckers playing with me, bro. Real shit. One of them was a bitch and fucking bit me. I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me and shit. Think I'm always playing and shit. Call me bitch and shit. Not no fucking bitch, bro. At the end of the day, I'm gonna stand up for my fucking self because I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me, bro. Real shit.
Come on, man. We leaving, man. We're walking away, bro. Let's not take it serious. Let's go.
Okay. This Dodger dude, I'm saying this guy probably should be my new favorite wrestler. He goes out there and looks like he wants to talk to him, like, hey, if he wants to throw down, we can handle. Again, it's not a funny situation. We'll get to the seriousness and all this in a second. But now this Dodger guy, I don't know, man. Look, Dodgers fans like to drink a lot. I don't know, man. But now he's feeling ballsy. Wants to follow him out to the street, like if we're gonna handle some business.
Oh, come on, Roger. Let's go. Let's go, Roger. Let's go. Roger, let's go. Roger, I'm telling you, let's go. You listen to me. Listen to me, Roger. You need to listen to me right now, Roger. Let's go.
I don't give a fuck. You guys trying to jump me and shit.
Let's go.
You ain't gonna do shit to me, bro.
Let's go,
you can't do shit to me. You can't fuck with me, bro.
Let's go.
You can't fuck with me.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, you chop.
End of video. This video is let's see, an hour and 45 minutes long. Okay. An hour and 45 minutes long. Why is that important? It's important because Rampage Jackson came out and said, oh, he was hit in the head with a beer can moments before. Let's define what moments before really means, because in reality, it was over an hour. Now, the video is an hour and 45 minutes long, but the incident, from incident to incident, from the beer can to the punching, that was still over an hour long. It wasn't an hour and 45 minutes, but it was probably about close to an hour and a half. So when Rampage Jackson comes out and says, oh, he was hit in the head with a beer can moments before, hang on a second, moments before? No, there is well over an hour. Now, let me, in case anybody wants to jump on and chop it up about this, man, we'll go ahead and we'll do that. Still a few things I want to talk about, but okay. So now we got the whole aftermath, right? Now we got everything else that's going on. Raja Jackson, okay, he got a concussion earlier. I seen that footage. He took a kick to the head. He didn't get knocked out or anything of that sort, but yeah, sure, he got it. He got a concussion. Cool. I'm not really sure what the excuse is for that, other than Rampage himself has said he had no business being at one of these events. Okay, but he was there. Calling this dude a kid repeatedly, oh, he's just a kid. He's a kid. He's 25 years old. Yes, I get it. To people, older people like myself, yeah, we refer to people in their 20s as kids. I understand that, but let's chillax, okay? He's not a kid. He's a man, young man, but nonetheless a man. Now, there's something key here, dog. There's something key here, okay? Rampage and his son seem to not have that great of a relationship. I don't know this to be true. It's everything that I'm hearing, all the rumors out there, that Rampage, he himself has calling his son like a punk and a leva, maybe not leva, spent time taking to the barrio, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? Because he's expecting his son to be like a fighter, right? It almost seems like Raja has daddy issues with Rampage and is trying to prove something to his dad. Now, let's talk about Psycho Stu for a second. I'm about to drop the link in case anybody wants to jump on. Ref, though, he was going to get whooped. Yeah, look, JC, I'm not saying the ref should have fought. I'm not saying the referee, should have pushed Raja out of the, pushed him and said, like, okay, now it's just you and I, the Kumite. Let's fight to the death. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what the youngster did. That's not what the 17-year-old kid did. But at least the 17-year-old kid probably stopped or slowed down some of the punches. The kid was 17. The referee didn't even touch Raja. Not even a pat like on the shoulder, like, hey, man, stop, or anything. I'm not even saying the referee should have started wrestling with him the way Doug Drago did. But at least like, hey, try to hold one of his arms as he's punching, like, hey, stop. Yeah, okay, yes, you might get socked. You might get, okay, but you're there, though. Now, the damage done to Psycho Stu, I'm about to drop the link right now. The damage done to Psycho Stu, he's got broken teeth, broken jaws, and numerous of broken bones in his face. Now, I want you guys to understand and be reminded of something. Let me get Blue Demon right here. Okay. This is not the same. Over 20 punches landed. Over 20 punches landed. Clean punches. Now, it is not the same as somebody standing up, right? Because when somebody's standing up, you sock them and their head goes back. Let's remember, the back of his head was pressed against the canvas. So when you sock them, it's just crushing the skull, because there's nowhere in the back for the head to move. You're not snapping the guy's head back. You could do some good damage just socking some dude standing straight up, knock him clean out, break something in his face. That's standing up with snapping his head backwards. But in this case, his head was against the canvas. You're crushing his face with every blow. And not only that, he's on top of him. So let's not forget that either. Now you have your body weight coming down with the punches. I am pretty pissed about this. I am, man, because I am a big wrestling fan. Do I think Psycho Stu was stupid for doing what he did? Absolutely. And I would have no issue, dog, for Raja socking him once, twice, or 3 times. That's cool, dog. Get yours, homie. Not like that. Not like that. I don't even think, just looking at it, I don't even think this was so much even about this scenario when it comes to Raja. I could be wrong, but this kid seems like he's unhinged. Like he was just waiting for something to happen because he was ready to explode. He wanted to get something off his chest. Could I be wrong? Yeah, I could be 100% wrong. But he just strikes me. Dealing with people, man. Dealing with dudes from the streets. I'm not saying he's from the streets, but dealing with dudes from the streets, there's dudes like that, man. I'm not saying that's him. Where it's like they're waiting for one incident to happen so they can just unleash all their rage. Because he's wailing away on this dude. Could have killed him. Could have beat him to death. Now Psycho Stu, you know, he's recovering in the hospital. His life will never be the same. His life will never be the same. He suffers severe damage. And he's not that young of a dude either. Doesn't look like he's in, you know, that great of shape either, man. Just throwing that out there. I don't know how well he's really going to recover. But what a mess, man. What a mess with all of this. With the promotion, with AJ Mana, who is trying to backtrack what he said. We all saw the video. Told him, go get his receipt. Now, you're talking to a non-wrestler, homie. Explain what a receipt is. But at the same time, the promotion's at fault with this too. How can the promotion just say, hey, we're going to have you go in the ring, we're going to have you slam him down? Okay, you guys got to go over this. He's not a wrestler. You're going to have him do a move on one of your wrestlers when he doesn't know how to do wrestling moves. That slam right there looked like that knocked him out cold. The WWE they cut ties with this promotion. And Rikishi, I mean, Rikishi wasn't even there, but I don't know what kind of damage control he needs to do. As far as I know, he hasn't said anything yet. And this work. Oh, there's going to be money. Look, as far as pressing charges or anything of that sort, if anybody wants to hit the link and jump on for a quick minute or two, feel free to. As far as pressing charges and all of that, I'm not sure. This did happen in LA. What if Psycho Stu decides not to press charges? I mean, does it have to be him? Can it be the promotion? I don't know, man. I don't know, because there's fault to go around. Now, don't get me wrong. Raja Jackson, homie, in my opinion, lock this dude up, Holmes. Now I heard what Charles Sonnen had to say and a couple of guys and things of that sort. But in reality, man, look, I don't know this guy Raja, okay? And I don't really know Rampage Jackson either. I'm not a big MMA guy, but I do like watching The Ultimate Fighter, the reality show, right? Where guys are fighting to get a UFC contract. Rampage Jackson has been a coach in quite a few of those, and I've watched those. To me personally, Holmes, I just never really cared for Rampage Jackson. He always struck me off. He always struck me like I never really cared for him. So when I hear these stories on how he is with his son, I tend to believe it. Now they could be lies, they could be just rumors. I tend to believe it just because of the character that I see in him on those reality shows. Hey, he'd be just showing off for the camera? Yeah, of course. But something tells me that Raja was just waiting for something like this, that this had to do with so much that was going on in his life, man, that this, I don't think it was just this one incident. He was just waiting to explode. He was just waiting to explode. And how the video continues afterwards, and he's walking away talking about, man, I'm tired. I'm tired of people effing with me. I'm tired of people, he's not just talking about Psycho Stu. He didn't say I'm tired of him or he should have never done that. He's just talking in general. Like, I'm tired of everybody messing with me. So this dude has a lot of anger inside of him. Honestly, man, I think he's got some daddy issues. I think he's trying to prove something to his old man. And very, very sad situation. Look, I'm pissed at this. In wrestling, we all know it's a work. You put your body, you trust your body to somebody else to take care of it, right? You put yourself in some pretty vulnerable positions, man, right? If again, I'm not a wrestler, but if we're going to put on a match and it's like, okay, you're going to slam me. Hey, man, I'm putting my body, my well-being in your hands. You need to take care of me, man. So that's why I'm pissed at this, dog. I am. I do want this dude to get locked up. I do. And I wouldn't look down at Psycho Stu for him pressing charges. I get it. As dudes, I don't know, man. You get socked up. You're not really pressing charges. If we're gonna, since it's just guys on here, all right, just the fellas. Some dude beats your ass. If you go to the cops, come on, homie. You know that's a straight punk ass move, right? This situation isn't that though. This situation is not that. And I'm not talking about, some dudes jumped you or beat you down half to death or something That's not, if you get in a fight and dude gets the better of you and next thing you know, you're getting contacted by a lawyer like that, just the guy code, come on, Holmes. You're not going to authority and stuff. You took your ass whooping, That's it. Right? Right? Does that still exist or not? I would hope it does. But this is different. This is not the same. And if Psycho Stu decides not to press charges, somebody needs to. The promotion needs to. Rikishi needs to. Somebody needs to press charges. Now, I don't know if the DA can just step in and say, like, no, we're going to go ahead and get this. I got no idea. I would not think any less of Psycho Stu if he decides to take this to the fullest. Because this is a show. He allowed you to pick him up. Wrestling is an art. If I am in the ring in a wrestling match and I know I'm going to get slammed, I'm allowing the other person to pick me up, assuming, knowing this person's going to take care of me. And vice versa. We're in here. We're going to throw punches at each other, but we're going to pull those punches. We're taking care of each other. Now, if I'm there working with somebody else and the dude just straight out socks me while we're in the ring, that changes the game, Holmes, because I had confidence in you. We have this agreement. We're in the ring. It's theater. It's a show. We're putting each other's lives, our bodies in each other's hands to take care of one another, to put on a theater show here. Psycho Stu allowed Raja to pick him up and slam him. And that's what pisses me off more than anything else, because I'm a huge wrestling fan. When you do something like that, that is despicable, dog. Lock this dude up, Holmes. Lock this dude up. Let me see. This is different, though. This is different. That's what, yeah, this is definitely different. I hope there's still that rule. I know times have changed, but I hope there's still that rule amongst men that if we throw a few chingazos, nobody's going to hear from somebody's lawyer. I hope there's still that rule, but this is way different. This is not that. Guys alive and talking. Let me see, but kid, it's crazy. Ain't never seen pro wrestling G other than you doing the transit thing. Oh yeah, but you know, I by the way, the Jacksons have not helped their case. That video, what happened afterwards, where he's walking away, talking about I'm tired of them effing with me. It's just I don't know how this dude does not get locked up, Holmes. I don't know how he's not locked up. He's not incarcerated right now. He's not incarcerated. He's free right now. Now that could change, but as of right now, he's not incarcerated. I don't know how that is. I don't know if it's because there's money involved. I got no idea. But you beat somebody down like that, dog. And by the way, police officers were there. At least that's what I was told. And apparently they just wanted the situation to cool down, that they would address it afterwards. They knew where to find him. Apparently, I don't know that to be true. And by the way, I forgot to throw this in there. Did anybody know this? And this is the part why I want Psycho Stu to press charges and not so much the promotion company, because the promotion company, I think, needs to be liable for something as well. Because did anybody know this? But after that incident, Psycho Stu is laying there choking on his teeth. Yes, he lost teeth, multiple teeth, and a broken jaw and other broken bones in his face. He is laying there, and guess what happened? Once they got Raja out of the ring, guess what happened? Well, the show continues. Another wrestler slides into the ring, pins him. The referee gets down and counts 1, 2, 3. That punk ass Leva referee. And they explained why they did that. They said it will calm the fans down. I'm not so sure about that, man. I'm not so sure about that. First of all, fire that referee. That dude's a straight punk, homie. Straight punk. And to have him at an indie show, you know how many dudes are drinking? How many people are drinking at indie shows? I've been to some of these indie shows. They're feeding it, dog. Even if you don't like wrestling, I highly recommend going to an indie show. It's like the old school 1980s wrestlers and the costumes, the face paints. It's badass, badass, dog. Highly recommend it. Everybody in the fans, everybody, and they're all drunk and everything. What if somebody from the crowd slides in the ring, dog? What's the referee gonna do? He's gonna run away? I'm not saying he needs to play security, but you got to do something. This is not Mortal Kombat, where now it's just you and him. Face to face, finish him. No, this is just you trying to wrap the dude up a little bit till the rest of the guys get in there and jump on top of him and you know, subdue him, man. Get him under control. The referee never put a finger on him. Man, the heck with that referee, dog. The heck with that referee. I'm not even talking about as a referee. I'm just talking about as a man. You didn't need to fight him. You just need to get involved some way, somehow. So the rest of the guys jumped in there. But this Rajah Jackson kid definitely needs to get incarcerated. Rampage Jackson, you know what? I'm going to say this, man. But in more ways than one, he had something to do with this. Not this particular specific incident, but you had something bottled up in this kid. Whether it was verbal abuse, whether you were egging this dude on, your son. And he was trying to prove something to you. And this was his moment to explode. This was going to happen at some point. At one point or another, something like this was going to happen. Whether it happened at a bar, whether it happened at an MMA match. Because he is an MMA fighter. Maybe after the fight, maybe he just decides to continue punching. I would hope at that point there's a referee that has a little bit more balls to try to tackle him down until security gets in there. But this was disgusting. I love indie shows. I love going to indie shows. They're badass. I highly, highly, highly recommend people go to indie shows. They're great. Even if you don't like wrestling, it's just a great show all the way around. And this is very, very, very sad. And I think there's more people than one, that being Rajah Jackson, that need to pay a price for this, man. Rajah Jackson, obviously, this dude needs to get locked up, homie. This dude needs to get locked up. Something needs to be done. Drain the money out of him so daddy has to pay. Because honestly, I want Rampage Jackson to pay for this too. You brought this kid up. And if all the rumors are true, which I do believe because of the character that he's shown, and like I said, it may not be true. But I don't think his hands are innocent in this, man. But the promotion, AJ Mana, who's over there talking about like, oh, well, when I told them to get a receipt, I was in character. I don't even know what the heck he's talking about right there. That is so dumb. You're talking to a non-wrestler. But this could have been prevented so many different ways. So many different ways. Does Psycho Stu deserve to get touched up a little bit? Absolutely. Absolutely. I have no problem with that. If Rajah would have just 1, 2, 3, or maybe just one, whatever it may be, cool. I got no issue with it. He hit you in the head with a beer can, homie. Suck the vato up a little bit. All good. Cool. Shake hands like men do. All right. Hey, dog, you did that to me. Now I'm going to give you a good 1, 2, 3, homies. Cool. We're freedom. You really feel some certain way about it, we could handle it some more, but not like this. Not like this. That was a coward's way to do it. And it didn't deserve to be that severe. You try to kill the man when he trusted you because it was supposed to be a work. In wrestling, So he allowed you to pick him up, trusting you. F this dude, Holmes. F this dude. The hell with this Rajah Jackson kid, man. But at the same time, I got issues with Rampage Jackson too, because you bred this kid up, man. You bred him this way. You made him this way. But nothing's gonna happen to Rampage Jackson though. And now he's trying to play, you know, that he's trying to play a victim, talking about that. Oh, people are getting at him, doing racial messages. Wants to bring the whole racial thing into it. The hell out of here, man. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, man. Crazy stuff, Cholo, but I don't see at this point. But guy was victim. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna get up out of here. Like I said, I am upset about this. When a wrestler's in there, whether you like the wrestler, whether you don't like the wrestler, if you want to handle some business with them on the serious token, okay, you handle it outside of the wrestling ring. Because while you guys are in there, that person is willingly giving themselves up to you. Willingly. Because it's a show, it's theater. You don't take that time, that moment to say like, okay, I don't like this dude. So now that I have him in the sharpshooter, now I'm going to really hurt him. Now I'm going to snap his back. No, he allowed you to put him in that move. You got something to handle? Let's handle it out of this ring. Disgusting, Holmes. Disgusting. F this dude, homie. F this dude. Shout outs to all the indie promotions out there. You know, I like Rikishi and I like indies, man, but they can't go unscathed with this either. So, damn, sad. Anyway, with that, man, I know I'm on Los Tres Chingones boxing on this one as well. So, shouts to all the chingones y chingonas. Wrestling Rehab. Shouts to all the junkies. Catch you guys on next one.
And I'll